So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the helios rifle and stuff I have found out, etc. so far about it. So yeah, let's start off with some stats. So the helios rifle is a tier 4 weapon costing 1500 dash, like every other tier 4 weapon in the game. Can be upgraded to tier 5, like most tier 4s, or yeah, every single tier 4. And it has spare ammo of 280 and a 40 round magazine, so with high capacity fuel tanks you can get 360 total ammo with it. Its damage is 50, and I think the fire rate is 600 or something. And it also have high penetration, so that's really nice about it. Something to note about this gun is that it actually reuses a lot of assets from the bullpup, so I think the reload length on it is very similar to the bullpup, so the reload speed is fairly nice on it. So yeah, so tier 4 it deals 50 damage, I'm pretty sure. Tier 5 it deals 60, so the upgrade gives you a 1.2 damage multiplier to the base damage of the weapon. Of course, this weapon does not have a ground fire, obviously, so you know, ground fire is not going to help this weapon. So if you're not using any ground fire weapons, definitely use barbecue instead of ground fire, because there's no point of running ground fire if you don't have a weapon that get affected by it. Also, something that is very funny about this weapon is that even against clots, even if it's tier 5 at level 25 with Bring the Heat, it doesn't straight up kill them with a headshot, it decaps them. But something important to notice is that you can just body shot them and the afterburn damage will kill them. But after doing some testing without barbecue or napalm, I've seen that they don't, or at least most sets don't tend to die from the afterburn damage if you don't have either barbecue or napalm because of the increased duration. You end up killing most small sets in one shot because of afterburn damage, especially if you're using napalm or barbecue. So that's something that's nice to know. When it comes to weapon setups, you can run with the helios rifle. Since its base weight is 8, you can run a flamethrower with it. Although, I personally don't really like the flamethrower with Firebug, mainly because Caulk and Burn is just the eco version of the flamethrower. That it has slightly less range and, you know, a smaller fuel tank. That's kind of like the only difference between the flamethrower and the Caulk and Burn. Even though, yeah, the flamethrower deals a little bit more direct damage, but, you know, if you are somewhat understand like how ground fires work, you know, Caulk and Burn destroys every single small and medium set with ground fires anyway, because at max you need to like triple buff them before they die. So I personally like to run Caulk and Burn with the helios rifle, but if you really want to, you can still run a flamethrower instead, but then you can't have a tier 5 helios rifle. Caulk and Burn you can have a tier 5 and you can still run Age Attack Pistol, or you can also run dual Spitfires. You can either have tier 3 or tier 4, sorry, tier 4 or tier 3 ones. If you have tier 3, you know, you have enough space for an Age Attack Pistol for some extra healing, which is always nice. Or you can like run a Dragon Breath with a Age Attack Pistol, although I personally kind of avoid the Dragon Breath because it's not really that good. Tube fed and pump action doesn't really make a shotgun good in this game. You can also run Mach 10, which I guess if you want to have a full ballistic setup, Mach 10 or the Spitfires might be your better options. If you really want to, you can also have a tier 5 Mach 10, but yeah, that's kind of overkill in my opinion. You aren't really going to use the Mach 10 against big sets, because a tier 5 helios rifle is so good against big sets. And I will come to that later, by the way. Don't worry about that. So I'll probably say run either Spitfires or Caulk and Burn with a tier 5 helios rifle is probably some of the better setups you can have with it. With Caulk and Burn, you know, you can have Age Attack Pistol with you for some extra healing, and if you are running Spitfires, you can either choose to have tier 3 Spitfires with an Age Attack Pistol or tier 4 Spitfires. Although I personally don't really bother to upgrade the Spitfires and just throw Dash to a team instead, because Spitfires don't really need to be upgraded to be good. For public games with the helios rifle, this has kind of been like my go-to setup, and I've found like a lot of success really with this setup in general. Mainly because you can deal with every single set in the entire game, and that's what's the unique thing about helios rifle is at the moment. So let's get into big sets. That is like the most juicy part, I guess. That's the juiciest part of all of this. So against Flesh Pounds on AI FP. Flesh Pounds are very simple. The Helios rifle is basically an F and fall for the Firebug. So what you do is start a takedown like normal by shooting it in the head, and then you just head track it. Easy takedown. You can very consistently like spend less than 30 shots if you're like somewhat decent at head tracking, and I'm not good at head tracking, and even I can very consistently pull this off. So yeah. So basically use the Helios rifle as an F and fall on commando to take down Flesh Pounds. Because at the tier 5 Helios rifle versus tier 5 F and fall with, you know, commando and Firebug respectively, is, I think they actually require exactly the same amount of shots, which is kind of interesting. For tier 4 though, I think the F and fall takes slightly less though, but still, the Helios rifle at level 25 requires 21 headshots to decap a Flesh Pound at tier 4. So, you know, just for demonstration as well, I can show off how it is, even though I need one extra shot because I'm not level 25 yet with my Firebug, because I'm too lazy to grind out the levels. Yeah, even with a tier 4 Helios rifle, even if you're not consistent at head tracking, which I am bad at head tracking by the way, since you also have Heatwave, gives you some extra safety measure with the Stumble, which gives you even more time to headshot Flesh Pounds. And even funny thing is that you can potentially just kill Flesh Pounds when they're coming in a rage too, which is kind of funny about the Helios rifle. Yeah, tier 4 Helios rifle. Even if you're not good at head tracking, you can very easily just kill it in like around 30 shots. So Flesh Pounds are a very consistent setup because of their enrage animation. Although when it comes to Scrakes, I have been trying to find like a very consistent way to do Scrake takedowns through decap, and the most consistent way I find is shoot like 3 shots and use like your heat wave, then bash him, and yeah, you kind of end up with like a puff and sting. But yeah, with Scrakes, this setup I'm kind of like, at least I find somewhat consistent at this setup. It's possible to decap Scrakes with it, but I would only say it's really worth going for a takedown like that if you have a tier 4 Helios rifle. Because if you're going to try to kill a Scrake purely through body damage, it requires more than 40 shots to kill it. And also considering he's waving his chainsaw all over the place, means that a few shots are usually going to hit the chainsaw as well. So yeah, if you have a tier 4, you definitely want to try to decap it if you are going for Scrakes, but overall you shouldn't really bother with Scrakes. So yeah. Let's see if I can actually get like a good kill of this. That's like how inconsistent this setup tends to be. Yeah. That is some of the cleaner kills you're going to get with this setup. Going for that takedown, I personally would probably not bother to do that, and I will just leave the Scrakes for someone else. Call for help and get like a gunslinger, support, sharpshooter, whatever to take care of the Scrake instead. However, if you have a tier 5 Helios rifle against Scrakes, what you can simply do is mag dump on its body. Yeah, that's all you need to do, just mag dump on the body. Because you can kill a Scrake through body damage in a single magazine on the Helios rifle. As long as not too many shots are hitting the chainsaw, of course. So, you know, try to hit the Scrake's left side. You know, this side that doesn't have the chainsaw on it. But, you know, if you want to be a little bit more stylish, I guess you could try to go for this setup. But again, that's the most consistent setup I've found so far. That doesn't require any other weapons. With the or killing a Scrake by decapping, of course. So yeah, I wouldn't really recommend going for this setup. I don't feel it's consistent enough. And I feel like if he does certain attacks, he will shift his, you know, hitboxes so much to point. If you are aiming for the head, you will miss a few shots and he will not fire panic because of it. At least not fire panic until he can like hit you. So yeah. But you know, it's something you could potentially go for if you have a tier 4 helios rifle, if you really want or need to kill Scrakes. But yeah, otherwise, leave Scrakes for your teammates. Like, seriously, leave Scrakes for your teammates. The helios rifle isn't that good against Scrakes because of fire panic. But Flesh Pounds, shoot as much as you want at them. Because, yeah, you can easily kill them. Even if they come in a rage, you can very easily be able to decap them before they even get close to you. And if they are not in rage when you start to take down, yeah, it's super easy, even if you mess up the head tracking, as I do, because I'm not that good at head tracking. It's still like a very safe way to kill a Fleshbound by doing that. So yeah, against Fleshbound, this is basically like, just like the Commando with an FFL. So treat it like an FFL, honestly. So yeah, very consistent to do that with especially with a tier 5 rifle. So yeah, when it comes to holding like lanes by yourself, aka using this thing against trash, I honestly would say still like get a Caulk and Burn or something like that for trash instead. Because, you know, Caulk and Burn is that good. I guess when it comes like what other weapons you can potentially compare the helios rifle to is like Spitfires and the microwave gun. Usually, like before the helios rifle, I personally, whenever I was running Firebug, I always got a microwave gun. Sometimes I actually use the Caulk and Burn and microwave gun, because why the hell not? Because, you know, you get so much crowd control power, and, you know, you don't care about medium and small sets with any of these weapons. But with the microwave gun, you know, what is nice about it is that you can kind of wall sets with it and hold them off for quite some time because of Hitway Stumble and the blast back. And if you get really good at it, you know, you can hold them off for a very long time. So yeah. So against Flesh Pounds, of course, the helios rifle is going to be better than the microwave gun, of course. Although against Scrakes, I would still say overall, I kind of prefer having a microwave gun for Scrakes over the helios rifle. Now, oops. Because, yeah. If you need to, you can kill Scrakes with the microwave gun, but even then, when you're using a microwave gun against big sets, your objective with it isn't really to kill the big sets, but hold them off. So, you know, they don't hit anyone. That's kind of like your main job as a Firebug with a microwave gun. So yeah. Yeah, but if you're like me, that is very comfortable already with the Caulk and Burn against like every single set in terms of holding them back, like holding back, like killing small and medium sets, and also potentially using it to stumble big sets if you really have to, then, you know, I definitely feel like the helios rifle is going to be more useful than the microwave gun. But still, the microwave gun is, I don't think it's going to be useless still, because, you know, microwave gun is still good utility for your team in terms of being able to wall off sets. So, you know, you can kind of play a Firebug with the microwave gun, kind of like how you play Berserker, by walling off big sets. As, you know, as you get someone else to as well shoot at big set, but again, the Berserker can very easily kill big sets too, because, hey, the Berserker got combos and stuff, you know. But yeah, definitely using Firebug with microwave gun as like, as some form of like a trash screener and walling off big sets, semi-walling big sets, is usually what I've been doing before. But now with the helios rifle, instead of walling the big sets, I tend to just kill big sets if I'm solo holding lanes. as Firebug. So yeah. So as you see there, against Flesh Pounds, if they come in a rage, they might get a one hit on you, but that's it. So that's not too bad. Fuel Medic can heal you right back up immediately anyway. And if you're able to start a takedown before they are enraged, easy takedown. Easy takedown. So yeah. So, you know, if you get good with this weapon, you can definitely do a lot of work with him. So yeah, so the Firebug is now officially a Fleshpound killer. Yeah. But again, Scrakes, don't bother. So yeah, that's the most consistent setup I've found so far, even though it's still not consistent enough because it seems like sometimes it just doesn't like the Scrake doesn't like to do what he wanted it to do. Yeah, but hey, I got 2 in a row, so if you want to, you could go for that setup, I guess, but still, Helios Rifle versus Scrakes, try to leave Scrakes for someone else. If you really have to kill Scrakes, because, I don't know, your team sucks or something like that, try to get like a tier 5 Helios Rifle and just kill it through body damage. That's probably your safest bet. So yeah, like if you hit your all shots in the body, it doesn't even require 40 shots to kill it through body damage, so yeah. That is if it is tier 5, of course. So I would say on average, you will, like in a real game, you'll probably use somewhere between 50 and 40 ammo against a Scrake. Which, you know, it's a pretty large pool of your, a large part of your ammo pool. So I wouldn't really recommend killing Scrakes. But yeah, I think that's that, so yeah.